Good day everyone, it's Adam from imamusicmogul. Welcome to a brand new video. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to show you how to widen your 808 and bass sounds. I will be using my own plugin Wide, but you can use your own plugins to sort of match what I'm doing here. I will explain what each knob is doing. This just saves you a lot of time and streamlines your workflow rather than using several plugins to just get one thing done. This does it all in one. So with that said, let's jump right into it. Here is our 808 on this track over here. Let's just take a listen to how it sounds like in the mix and then on its own. All right, it's an 808, and we're gonna go ahead and widen this up. Now, anytime you wanna widen a bass or an 808, you typically want a sound that has some top end sizzle, because that's really what you want to focus on when you're trying to widen a sound. If the 808 or bass is very muffled or low sounding, you probably don't want to use that. You want something that has those higher frequencies so you can pull out from and widen the sound. So now, with that said, that disclaimer, let's go ahead and open up the Wide plugin. So this is Wide. It's a stereo imager that's also mono compatible, which is super important when you are widening bass sounds, because anytime you sum to mono, you're going to have phase issues, and this will just automatically fix that for you. So just be careful which spreading plugins you are using. So the first thing you want in your chain when you're widening up your bass sound is your spreader. So your widening plugin, whatever you use to widen up your sound. So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to use the spread knob over here, and we'll just do it to taste. So that's like way too wide. You just want to keep it nice and subtle. Let's just set it to 30. So next thing you want to do is pull up a side EQ in your signal chain and filter out a lot of those low frequencies so that you don't have any phase issues in your stereo mix. You definitely hear it. Like if you hear like this wobbly sort of weird thing happening, that's usually some phase stuff happening on your lower frequencies. So you're going to use the side EQ to filter all that out. Make sure that those low frequencies are nice and mono, while the higher stuff is spread out. So that is what bass mono is all about. It's a side EQ. We're going to just take out some of the low stuff here. So take a listen as I pull up the knob. You're going to hear the 808 get a little bit cleaner. So right now it sounds a little bit mushy and wobbly. Now it just got cleaner, right? Because they're not widening those bass sounds. So I'm going to set that to 150 Hertz. All right. And the next thing that we're going to have in our chain is a side boost. And what that does is pull up the side channels. You don't want to overdo this here. Just you pull up the side channels. It's not affecting any of the phase. Just pull it up to taste. So for this one, I usually like to pull this up to about 2 dBs. I mean, you can really go crazy, but I like just to keep this subtle here. So now we have a nice, clean, wide 808/bass sound. So let's go ahead and A/B this. On and off. On and off. And on. So you can hear that open up. But let's take a listen how it sounds in the mix. It'll give it a different type of vibe. As you may have heard, if you're listening to it on headphones especially, the 808 went from being really narrow to nice and wide, but clean. All right, so next thing I want to show you is how Wide is mono compatible. And to test that, we can go ahead and pull up Logic's gain utility here. And it has this mono on off feature, and that is really how I test to see if something is mono, is summing to mono properly. So let's go ahead and actually, I'm just going to pull up a metering here. Let's go to metering and go to the correlation meter, which is your phase meter. And let's just put it all like this. We'll solo out our 808. So this is something you want to sort of keep an eye on when you are widening bass frequencies. So watch what happens when I sum to mono. The 808 will just be mono and you won't lose anything when you sum to mono. Take a listen. All right, so we're completely in phase. We'll switch over to mono. Now this is what it looks like when something is in phase. If I pull down our bass mono, and I'll just do something really drastic here. We'll pull up our spread. You'll see what happens and what it sounds like when an 808 or bass sound is not in phase. You hear that? That's not in phase. And if we go to mono, since this plugin is mono compatible, you're still going to get that original 808 sound. If this wasn't a mono compatible plugin, it will basically probably, you would have lost the sound completely. Let's see if we can get that in here. Let's go to, actually, let's do a trick that a lot of people use. We'll do a Haas effect. All right. And we're just going to delay one channel. Turn off the, all right, so now if we go to mono, you see how you lose that 808? So that's what you would get with a lot of widening plugins. So if we're going to take that off and then we bring back wide and then we sum to mono, let's bring it all back, all back. Right? Automatic mono compatibility with wide. All right, so that is wide. If you want to learn more about it, I'll place a link in the description box below this video. But if you do have any questions on how to widen sounds or just want to talk, let's go ahead and chat in the comments section below. Once again, you don't have to use wide, just want to showcase how this can streamline your workflow and just get multiple plugins that you would be required for this one thing all done in one plugin. Now, wide could also be used for mastering and a bunch of other purposes, but I just really want to show you how you can use it to widen bass and 808 sounds. That's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, we'll see you on the next one. Later.